Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, this is Lithium017 from my channel, Nintendo Collecting 101, bringing you collecting tip number 63. This one's called Protecting Your Collection. If you have some rare items or collectibles, or you just want to keep your items in great shape, you should probably listen to these tips to protect your consoles, your controllers, your games, your accessories like figurines, as well as your guides or any other books that you might have. So first and foremost, I would like to talk about consoles. Beside you here, you can see that there is a gold Nintendo 64 console. If you're using a console, it might get damaged eventually. That's going to happen. But if you have collectibles such as this, I would suggest probably not using them to actually game. And how do you protect them? First and foremost, you can keep them in the box. That's pretty simple. If you want to display them, what I do, and I'm sure you've seen this before, I use display cabinets. That is my Nintendo 64 display cabinet, and you can see the gold console right there. And I also have display cabinets for GameCube and for Wii. Those cost me $20, and the other one was free, so you can find them for a great price if you look around usually. Because they have that coating on them, especially the gold console, I suggest if you do get them, and you get it complete, this is the Japanese gold version, keep it in the styrofoam and then keep it in the baggie. The baggie just provides one extra layer of protection to make sure it doesn't get scratched. Same with controllers. If you can keep them in the box or in the baggie, it's a great tip just to protect them. And actually the same thing goes for instructions. You don't want them to get water damaged or anything like that, so I keep them in the baggie as well. In terms of controllers, especially if you have any sealed controllers or sealed items, this one, when it was shipped, it suffered some damage. So there's a few dents here, which is really unfortunate. But what's even worse is that I put this item and I displayed it in a spot where it could fall. It fell, and I dented the plastic right here. It's pretty small, but it really sucks when you damage your own items. Just sucks. So keep them in a smart place. If you have any wireless controllers, like Char's customized color GameCube Wavebird controller, they usually come with batteries. Now these batteries, they can leak. It might not happen in a week or a month, but given 10 years, they might leak. It could damage the box, the instructions, and the controller itself. So you might want to label all of your batteries, put them in a separate baggie, and keep them outside of the boxes. In terms of games, if you get a game with the box, you can keep it in that box to protect it and to keep all the connectors clean, basically. If not, though, you can get some dust sleeves. So for the NES, I believe most NES games came with a dust sleeve. This is Metroid. Fantastic game. If you haven't played this, you should definitely play it. So this dust sleeve kind of just keeps this game safe. Keep it secret, keep it safe. And the same thing goes with Super Nintendo games. This is Castlevania Dracula X, a pretty rare game. I'm protecting the connectors by keeping it in a dust sleeve. You can find these on eBay, relatively inexpensive, for several $1 usually. For Nintendo 64 games, I haven't found dust sleeves to protect them quite yet. If you know where I could find them, please post a comment. But I would suggest getting some sort of a container to keep the games in. This one holds, I think, 12 or 16 games. There's also containers just like this that are double the size, that hold 30 or 32. If you don't want to get this actual Nintendo 64 case, you can use a Tupperware container and keep your games in there. But your cardboard boxes could eventually be damaged. They could be dented. They could suffer water damage, you never know. So these are plastic protective cases that you can get for your cardboard games. You can also get them for GameCube or Wii or other cased games, but they're really good for cardboard-based games. So these, again, you can find them on eBay for relatively inexpensive. You can buy them custom-made for NES games or for Super Nintendo or N64 games. So definitely suggest getting this if you want to keep your games in mint shape. I have not invested into these yet, but I really should. I see a lot of other collectors with them, and it's a really good idea. With disc-based games, immediately after I play them, I always put them back in the case, back in the box, back in the case. So I always put it away. If you keep it on top of the console, they could get damaged. If you have any special edition CDs, this is the Symphony for The Legend of Zelda. I put it away immediately after listening to it, just to make sure it doesn't get scratched or damaged. Don't leave them out. You don't want to damage your items, you don't want them to fall, or anything like that. Next, I would like to talk about walkthroughs, guides, or other magazines you might have. This is a Legend of Zelda 2nd edition official guide. It's a collector's special. So I'm keeping this in a Ziploc bag. You can buy these at the grocery store, of course. An extra layer of protection just to keep them minty. And I actually keep a few of the other Mario ones in there as well, not just one. In terms of figurines and other really small items in your collection, you need to think about other children maybe coming into your collecting room. If a child gets their hands on this, it's only a few centimeters large. They could end up swallowing it, hurt themselves, end up in the hospital. It's not something you want to have happen ever. You could have pets. They could eat them. They could chew on them. Maybe you have a bit bigger figurines that are perfect chew toys for dogs. Keep them out of the reach of children and pets. It's just safe, it's smart, and it's wise. So definitely consider that with all of your really tiny figurines. Or any figurines, actually. So that is collecting tip number 63, protecting your collection. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter or Facebook, and remember, as always, game on.